I don't consent to that. So that's the difference. You know, you guys are going to be set up just like everyone else. You know, they're going to set you up so the public comes after you. Yeah, but I don't want that. Yeah, but you guys are in a position of power, and we want you there. Yeah, well, no, you're not. You'd have the full backing of the public. You would have the full backing of the public. You know, if you took the public into good faith. Yeah, but I mean, working for a corporation, come on. It's corporation or it's real beings, living, breathing. You know, you have to side with the people. Let the courts, let the law sort it out, you know. Let the law sort it out. Don't get involved before a court order, and definitely not before you have all the paperwork. You know, your officer here, Joe, he thinks it's unsafe. You think it's not ideal for the power to be cut off, right? And yet you're involved in that action. But if there was no breach of the peace, you see, there was no breach of the peace. There was no breach of the peace. You can't move in advance. Well, but what's required then is due diligence, and what was missing is that due diligence, right? So, well, no court order, right? Have you seen the papers from this company? Any papers? No. You see, this is an action of the action is fraud. Now, as I explained to your officer Joe, the public utility was built on public sweat and equity, right? Would you agree with that? Now, in 1839, okay, in 1839 there was the Companies Act that was passed through the House of Lords. It said everything since this time, right, has to conform with the Companies Act, right, and cedes to the Companies Act. So those utilities, even the telecom and the railways, they conform to that. They run like a company, which made us the shareholders, and them the CEO, the executives, right? Now, they had no capacity to sell it without the majority of the shareholders voting. Did you receive a vote? You didn't, nor did I. So what I'm saying for my mokopuna is we never consented to the sale. Prove that you had capacity. Do you see? Now I'm in communication with the company for that, because they're a party to fraud. They're nothing to me, because they were fraud, and the fraud was committed. Well, they were a party to it. They bought from a party that didn't have the capacity to sell it. But let's say it was my car, and I was selling you my car, right? You said $1,000. I said, great, I gave you the keys, you drove off. You never paid me the $1,000, but then you sold it to someone else, right? You sold it to Joe. Whose car is it? It's still mine. So it's not different for the power, it's the same. Now that's the question, and that's the conversation I'm having with the power company, right? Yeah, but I don't have the benefit of good luck now, because now it is a human need. I have a pregnant woman at home. Now they can extort me. You see? Now I have to pay them because your officer was here. If your officer wasn't here, I could have trespassed them, we could have gone to court. You see what happens when we act unlawfully? You know, this is because I don't want to see you guys get involved in this. Like, there are mechanisms in place, you know? Well, I have trespassed them. I trespassed Top Energy, so they're breaching. I've got a video evidence of that too. Yeah, yeah. No, I'll have to put a notice up is what I need, right? So yeah, that's deliberate, isn't it? Can't trespass corporations or blanket statements. It's got to be named on the sign, the person. Did you know that?
Yeah, you've got to actually have a name, yeah, of
Yeah.
the person you trespass.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens under this titled system. You see, granted title. Yeah, and in New Zealand, that's the rules of this corporation, the New Zealand company. You see, that's why we need to look at the 1835 and go, well, let's trust our neighbour versus some offshore international money making, you know? But you guys are going to get caught in the sandwich, and I'm worried for you guys, you know? Yeah, but the problem is, no, I'm talking you take it further, and people, you know, that are desperate, you know, don't have human needs. You're either going to be pointing a gun at them, you know, or you're going to, you know, you're going to be in the same boat, dispossessed. Hey, look, can I send you a DVD with some information? Will you watch some movies? Oh, there's a bunch of them. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, and a law dictionary, 1835, because